This is going to be your live tarot reading for Jupiter Retrograde, what to expect. I'm new to these lives. This is something new I'm doing, so we're going to see how this goes. And, you know, if you tune in halfway through, whatever, you just can rewind back to it. But I do appreciate your likes, shares, comments, etc. Just basically your overall support. I do appreciate it. I like to get to know more people. Been doing tarot for like 15 years. So I read a little bit different than other people. And I'm basically very much into astrology and numerology, things like that. More higher aspects, higher learning. So let's get this underway. Alright, so what does Libra have to look forward to in regards to Jupiter retrograde for 2022? What can Libra expect? What does Libra need to know in regards to Jupiter retrograde 2022? What does Libra need to know? Three of Fire. Abundance, things look very good. Have patience at this time. Make long-term plans. So basically, that's a good card to get, Libra. You know, Jupiter retrograde is all about expansion, abundance. Jupiter itself is the planet of expansion and abundance. It's the ruler of Sagittarius. So when you get this card during, retrograde or during Jupiter retrograde, it's an indication that everything's going to be great. I'll give you a little more information on that. How you doing? It's like I'm new to these lives, so you may or may not like it, but I do appreciate you stopping by. All right, so with the three of fire card, basically it's saying congratulations. This is the golden time of celebration and success. However, it is not the moment to rest yet. You need to keep going with the next project. So step back and review all that you have done and then create a blueprint for the future. You need to look at things with an eye for long term. You probably feel good as how far as sorry about that. As far as you've come, but no resting on your laurels. It's important to keep the fire of enthusiasm burning to the heights you might still attain. Patience may be required while you await results for your previous decisions. Use the time to explore the possibilities for how to promote your business or talents. So that's good, good energy. I'm making these readings for about 15 minutes. Thanks for the like, by the way. I'll pull you some more cards in a second. What else does Libra need to know for Jupiter retrograde 2022? What else does Libra need to know for Jupiter retrograde 2022? Eight of Water, a desire to move on, the search for something more meaningful, spiritual and emotional growth. So with that card, it's basically like in traditional tarot, it's the Eight of Cups. So, it could be a situation that's boring you, that that you're just not getting fulfillment or you're not content with anymore. It could have been something that you started out basically for emotional growth, and it's kind of just turned out not to be what you need or what you want. So with this card, you're feeling the need to move on. What you once was interested in has lost its charm, and you're seeking more meaning and rewards. You've grown spiritually and emotionally, and you've yearned to leave the past behind, or you learned to leave the past behind. These changes will bring the benefits you desire. The inward search for answers is a reward at this time. Don't let anything distract you from your true path. If you feel a void in your life, fill it in heavy ways. A relocation or change in your job or relationships is possible at this time. So additional meanings of this card is choosing to leave a painful situation, emptiness, the search for spiritual fulfillment, dealing with feelings of burnout. So a lot of times you'll get this when you're stuck at a dead end job or just a relationship just not working for you anymore, and that could be in, career, family, whatever. But it's basically, when you see that in tarot, it's basically like if you're doing it on a person, you see the person's got their back turned to them, so they're basically walking away from what no longer serves them. So, and with transits like Jupiter retrograde, that's uh, it's definitely something that would happen because uh, there would be so much more energy during the Lionsgate portal and during this transit that would make you want to do more things. I mean, it can easily, you can see, I could see myself or anyone getting bored and wanting to move on because there's so much. It's kind of like if you see somebody in a movie and they're looking out over the horizon and they're, just contemplating on what could be and what they want. What else does Libra need to know in regards to Jupiter retrograde? What else does Libra need to know in regards to Jupiter retrograde? What else? Okay. Page of Fire. Outgoing, creative, confident, mischievous. News of exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity. So, the thing about the pages, in tarot is pages are usually can be like almost childlike or very immature. And if you're dealing in relationships or like a significant other, a lot of times, say for example, you would come out, say that whoever I'm reading for, they would come out as a king, which just means they're more mature. But then if you're dealing with someone that's as a page, they're like childlike or, have the mentality of that. So a lot of times it could be, an example would be somebody getting emotionally, going through emotional trauma, say like through their teen years, and being stuck energetically or stuck in that mentality. And so therefore, that could be the type that would end up being a player or something like that. So the Page of Fire would be a fire sign that would basically immature, which fire signs basically can be immature anyway because they're more of a youthful spirit. They're more like you know anybody that you see that's very passionate, always running around, never committing, never settling down, things like that. This could be you or this could be someone else. But when it comes to Libra is an air sign. So the opposite of that will be Aries, and so fire. So you have the shadow self of Aries that can exist within you as well. So it can come off some like this sometimes when you get bored or something like that. Page of Fire. There's nothing, and it's not a judgment either. There's nothing wrong with this because with the Page of Fire, it's, we all need to, so much of us in our lifetime are trying to grow up so fast, and sometimes we need this energy or a person to come in and remind us of this childlike, fun that we can have or that we're missing. All right, Page of Fire. So, in regards to situations, an exciting new opportunity comes your way. The angels guide you to wholeheartedly embrace this new endeavor. It may seem like a challenge, but it's one you're ready for. Dazzle people with your originality. And if it's a person, it's a youth who's outgoing, creative, and passionate about life. Someone who is enthusiastic, seeks out new experiences, and can make things happen. Optimistic, confident, courageous, exhilarating, busy, and mischievous. So additional meanings of this card: good news, a creative project, believing in yourself. So all good energy, just depends how you take it. It could be, like I said, it could be you or anyone in your life, but they're not, definitely not bad. So, and bad and good and all that is just basically, it can be relative to the situation that you're in. How you judge something can definitely change the creation or the factors of it. When you look at something through your eyes and you place a judgment on it, it changes. Quantum physics shows us this. What else does Libra need to know or can expect during Jupiter retrograde? What else does Libra need to know or can expect during Jupiter retrograde? Knight of Water, emotional, romantic, enthusiastic, falling in love, or wedding proposals. The need to balance emotions, an invitation to a social event. So the water cards, they deal with basically cups in traditional tarot. And so that's a knight. So the knight would represent like a teenager. Pages are children or childlike, mentality, or just youthful. Knights are the more teenage, can be arrogant, can be very ego driven. And then kings or queens would be like, say, would be the feminine version of more of the mature, and the king would be the masculine of the mature energy. Water. So with the Knight of Water card, situations, deep emotions arising from situations or relationships impact your life. Falling in love or a wedding proposal is possible. You or someone close to you need to balance your emotions. If you're feeling overwhelmed, it's saying balance your emotions. That could be through meditation or whatever you choose. You may receive invitations to parties or other social opportunities. So in regards to people, an extremely emotional person who's driven by a love of romance, art, and beauty. Someone who is charming, idealistic, sensitive, romantic, imaginative, and enthusiastic, refined, and moody. So this could be someone, with water, you're dealing with emotions. So, if that was a Knight of Fire, the Knight of Fire would be like my player card, someone that just, never wants to keep going and never settle down, or as long as they're in the energy of the fire energy, they're going to be like it. They're going to hard to pin down. But these are also the types that can be narcissistic, and they can be the type that will have like a second family. Date you and then make you think you're the one, and then break up with you right before they marry the other person or something. So it can be crazy. And then with the water sign, the Knight of Water, usually, you're going to get more of a teenage, sort of immature, very emotional person. So it could be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, but in the more teenage years type of energy. Even if they're 60, I've met people that are like that are stuck in that energy. And so, and it's not always a bad thing, to be a good thing, but it just depends how you look at it, and how, if you look at relationships, in regards to something that you could learn, or if it's more in regards to, you're looking for the one and hoping that you're going to settle down. But if you're trying to find out with any of the pages or the knights, unless you get that in the reading and you're dealing with one specific person, and you've got like 2 or 3 cards that are showing one specific person with this energy, and they just happen to have a little bit of the page energy, then it's usually, it could be okay. But still, watch out for red flags and trust your own intuition. All right, one more, then that'll conclude this reading. What else does Libra need to know or can expect during Jupiter retrograde? What else does Libra need to know in regards to Jupiter retrograde? 6 of air. So things are looking up, the end of a difficult situation, taking a trip. So it's all pretty much good energy in regards to this Jupiter retrograde. So things are looking up. The worst is now behind you. There's finally light at the end of the tunnel, and stress and strain fade away from your life. The winds of change are blowing, and it's a favorable wind. This is a good time for making changes in your career or home, or your outlook. So additional meanings of this card: a trip, the end of depression or an illness, the resolution of conflict, leaving and moving on. So you got 2 cards, Libra, in regards to the moving on and changing course, changing your course, and leaving someone, or just basically moving on from something that doesn't resonate with you anymore. So that's that's good. There's nothing wrong with that. That's good energy. That's very good to expect during these transits, especially with the Jupiter retrograde, because it's all about expansion. So your consciousness is expanding, your outlook on life, what you're wanting to do. It just seems like that's where this reading is headed, the direction it is taking. So hopefully, if you need to watch this a couple times and check it out and kind of look back at it, that's what I would recommend. But that's pretty much all I have for you, Libra. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate your likes, shares, and subscribes, and I hope you have a great rest of your month and a great rest of the retrograde. Thanks for watching.